Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jessica. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today is my second update for my Pan Those Palettes series of 2023. This is a Pan Those palettes because I'm actually working on panning two separate palettes this year with two separate goals. Got some really great progress to share with you. I'm really happy at how I'm moving along through these palettes and really hopeful that I'm going to be able to reach my goal by the end of the year. I'm sure you're here because you're interested in panning content, so definitely stay tuned. If you can tell by the lip, I am on spring break right now, and I wanted to try out this shirt, and it's really giving me like Beauty and the Beast Belle vibes right now, like a tale as old as time. Wasn't intending that effect, but I'm not hating it. If I like play with it during the video, I'm probably gonna play with it a lot because it's like really awkward in the front. It's just like supposed to be twisted and off the shoulder, but it doesn't want to stay twisted and off the shoulder, and every time I move, that's the thing about these shirts, right? It just like doesn't stay in place. High maintenance fashion. I'm not really here for it. The shirt might get returned, but at least it's making a fun appearance in this video. Love me a yellow moment. And I'm feeling very springtime right now. I went and test drove a really cute car, so I'm feeling kind of excited and just having a nice, fun, relaxing first day of spring break. I forgot to mention I'm panning the Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette this year, as well as my Tarteist Pro To Go palette. This palette I'm hoping to finish up completely. I'm really gonna try for that. And this one I'm trying to hit pan on every single shade. So let's get on into this update. I'm gonna start with my Tarteist Pro To Go palette. I'm going to insert a montage after this segment with all of the months of progress back to back to back. So check that out for a more detailed progress. But for now, I just wanna show you what this palette was looking like last month. I had pan in 3 of the 6 shades and good dips forming in the other ones. My goals for this past month were to hit pan in crisp. I also wanted to use Boss and Dominate 9 times each and use the other 4 shadows at least 20 times. So here's what it's looking like today. As you can see, I did hit pan in crisp. I have a new pan there, and I have another new pan also in Drive, that cream colored shade at the top left. And I've expanded pans in the other shades quite a bit. I'm gonna have to look at the comparison photos to really appreciate the progress, but for now, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm excited to go through these one by one and let you know how many times I used them this month, how many times I've used them total in the project, and show you comparisons up close of the shadow last month compared to this month. Starting off with that new pan that we have in Drive, here's what Drive was looking like last month. I had used it 37 times. In the past month, I reached for it an additional 24 times. That's making for 61 uses total in this project, and here's what it's looking like today. And not only have I reached pan, I think I've actually expanded that pan quite a bit, and it's also wearing down a lot around the sides of that product as well. So I'm really hopeful to make quick work of this. Definitely think I will be finishing it up in the next couple of months. That's going to be my goal. I try and reach for this every single day as my first transition. It's not light enough to be a setting shade for me, but it does make a beautiful first transition, makes all my other shades really easy to blend in. So I'm going to continue using it that way on a pretty much daily basis, and I'm excited to just watch it grow with all of you. And I did exceed the goal of 20 uses on that shadow, so that's great. I also sometimes use this shadow mixed in with Crisp and Stylin' as a bronzer. I would just kind of dip into those 3, swish them together on my brush a little bit, and it works quite well as a bronzer. Actually, I have it on as a bronzer today, and it's a good way of getting use on those shadows. Hopefully it's going to accelerate this process even further. Moving on to Stylin', this is like kind of a purplish brown shade. I really like this for my brows. I've been wearing it in my brows every single day. Here's what Stylin' was looking like last month. I had a small pan in it after 41 uses in this project. I reached for it 36 times in the past month, both as a eyebrow powder and as a bronzer. I've now used it 77 times total during the course of this product, and here's what it's looking like today. And I hope you'll be able to see that the pan is larger. It's gonna be slow and steady progress on this. I might have to do a mad rush on it towards the end of the year to try and use it up. I'm not gonna get there using it in just my brows alone, but I'll continue to be creative with it, and I think I should be able to finish it up. Next shade is Boss, this really pretty bronzy metallic shade. Here's what Boss was looking like last month after 8 uses in this project. This one already had pan on it before this palette rolled into this project, so it had a little bit of a head start. During the past month, my goal is to reach for it 9 times. I only reached for it 7, but I think that's pretty good. Here's what it's looking like today, and I'm hoping that those 7 uses will show an expansion in the pan. This one's gonna also take a more of a focus. I might also be mixing this in with a bronzer at some point, especially during the summer when I can get away with a shimmery bronze, and that might be a good way to speed this one along as well. I'm really getting creative with this palette and using it all over my face. That's one of the reasons I selected it, because I thought it really would be easy to multitask with it, and it has proven to be so. So I'm hopeful that one can also get finished up if I reach for it in that way. Down to the second row is Hype. That's a really pretty gold shimmer shade. I love this shade all over the lid, and I also love it as a highlighter. It is the only highlight that I'm wearing on my face today, and I've really been enjoying wearing it, especially on a more sparkly day. Here's what Hype was looking like last month after 28 uses in this project. I reached for it 20 times in the past month, so exactly my goal. I've now used it 48 times in the course of this project, and here's what it's looking like today. And I'm hoping that you'll see a pretty significant expansion there. Using this as a highlight uses a lot of product. I've also used this all over my lid quite a few times and as an inner corner highlight when it fits. I think that one will be easy to finish up, probably my first to finish up if I continue on this route, especially now that we're going into the spring and summer months where I'm going to be reaching for a lot of gold and shimmer. Oh, my necklace fell off. I'm falling apart here. By the way, just got back from Target. Just having a nice little me day. Got a Starbucks, walked around Target. Could I be any more basic? That's okay. I don't mind being basic every once in a while. I embrace it. These earrings I picked up from Target, they were on sale, and this headband was also on sale. Super cute, really like it. And this shirt is also from Target, and this necklace is from Amazon, if you're curious. So there's everything. I'll link them down below. I need to get my affiliate links going. I've been so lazy with that. It's just like on the back burner. I'm thinking about it. It's only been 2 years. Like, I'll get there, right? Anyways, can't believe it's been 2 years I've been doing YouTube. Longer than 2 years. Whew. The next shade is Crisp, and this one does have a new pan this month as well. So here's what Crisp was looking like last month after 29 uses in this project. It took me 5 more uses to hit pan, but I reached for it 14 times total. So I've now used it 43 times in the course of this project, and here's what it's looking like today. So not only do we have a pan, I actually was able to expand that pan a little bit. Remember, I've been using this as a bronzer with Stylin' and Drive, and it's been working really great for that. And it's just such an easy crease shade to reach for when I'm doing a warm look. I've been doing a lot of cool toned looks recently, so this has fallen by the wayside just a teensy bit as far as eyeshadow looks go, but I'm keeping it up with uses in other places on my face. So that's been working really well and keeping me motivated on that one. And the last shade is Dominate. Oh my gosh, this little stinker. So I've really been trying to push into this one, and I even finally tried it as a nail polish. Go me. And I didn't hate it. It didn't last though. However, I did spend the entire day cleaning. It was hard on my hands that same day that I painted them, which is never a good idea. So I should have waited until the end of the day to do my manicure. I'm going to try it again and give it a fair shot, but all the same, I'm not hating the effect. I think I want to try this with other eyeshadows now, and thank you, Project Pan, for, motivating me to try my products in different ways. So hopefully we'll see some progress on Dominate this month. When I did the manicure with this shade, I counted it for 5 uses because I figured each eyelid is a finger of product about, and I did that 5 times, right? So 5 fingers on each hand, 5 uses. Let me know if that makes sense to you. It made sense to me. I didn't want to count it as 1 use. I didn't think that was fair because obviously it uses a lot of product. And my goal was to use it 9 times, and that helped me get to my goal. So with that being said, here's what it looked like last month. This was after just 10 uses in this project, so I was really behind on this shade. After using it on my nails and counting that as 5, I used it 10 times total during the past month. So now 20 uses total in this project, and here's what it's looking like today. And you'll see there is a significant dip going in on that shade. No pan yet, but I know I'm a lot closer than I was after doing a manicure with it. So I definitely will do that at least 1 or 2 more times in the next month. Because it doesn't last long, it's something I'm going to have to redo every couple days, but that's okay. That just means more product being used up. I'll probably try Boss on my nails as well, and maybe Hype. I don't know. Why not? Give it a try. So there you have it. That is my progress for my Tarteist Pro To Go palette. I've been taking weights on this palette. These weights always need to be taken with a grain of salt because my scale is just not perfect. It's not a scientific scale. It just does its best and gives me the closest estimate it can, it seems. Last month it was weighing 60.3 grams, and this month is down to 59.72 grams. So I've used 0.58 grams of product. My goals for this for the next month are going to be pretty similar as they were last month. I'm going to try to use every shade in that quad at least 20 times. That'll be easy to do, I believe. And I'm going to try and hit pan on Dominate at least. Let's keep that number at 9 uses. And Boss, we'll do the same for that one as well. And I'm hoping that just by keeping consistent goals going on these more challenging shades, I'm able to make consistent progress on them throughout the year and hopefully get close to finishing them, if not finishing them up completely in the time of this project. And here is a montage of my Tarteist Pro To Go over the past several months. The next palette I'm working on this year is the Lorac Mega Pro 2. 32 shades in here, and I'm trying to hit pan on every single one. I've had this baby for so long. It's a sentimental one, and I've really been enjoying panning it. So here's what this palette was looking like last month. My goals for the last month were to use olivine 10 times, lavender 15 times, seashell 15 times, and ash 5 times. And here's what this palette is looking like today. Some of the major changes you'll see is I used up porcelain completely. I also have 3 new pans on this palette. I have a new pan in tangerine, a new pan in forest, and a new pan in seashell, this tiny little one right there. Really happy with 3 new pans this month. I only have 13 more shades to hit pan on. So I'm feeling very hopeful if I hit 1.5 pans a month or 1.25 pans a month, I will get to my goal by the end of the year. One of my focus shades was olivine. I wanted to use this shade 10 times in the past month. Unfortunately, I only reached for it 5 times, but really enjoyed those 5 uses. Here's what olivine was looking like last month. And after those 5 uses, here's what it's looking like today. It definitely has more of a dip in it now, which means I am that much closer to pan. And I'm really trying to distribute my attention evenly through these shimmers so that I can chip away at the progress instead of just focusing on one shade at the same time and kind of getting sick of that shade in a month. My next focus shade was lavender. I had a goal of reaching for this 15 times. Unfortunately, I only reached for it 8 times. Here's what it was looking like last month. And after 8 uses, you can hardly tell that I was focusing on it. Here's what it's looking like this month. It has a slight little depression starting to form, but not much progress at all. This shade is quite firmly pressed, much more so than the other mattes in this palette, which I think is kind of strange. I've been basically using this as a setting shade since it's so not pigmented. It basically looks white once I get it on my eye. You can hardly see the lavender tinge to it even in the video, but it works well as a setting shade. I just have to kind of save it for looks that are more cool toned. I'm going to continue to reach for that one in the next month and hopefully get more progress on it for the next update. And I'm focusing on that one because I know it's going to be a challenge for me, so I might as well just force myself to use it. That's the only way I'm going to get pan on it during this project. My next focus shade was seashell, and that was the one I hit pan on. I had a goal for reaching for this shade 15 times, and I actually reached for it 20 times. I use this shade as a face highlight and as an inner corner highlight. When I use this, I often mixed it with the gold shimmer from my Tarteist Pro To Go palette. What is it called? Hype. So I would mix this with Hype just to kind of tone down Hype a little bit and tone this one up. It was a good meld between them because this one was quite subtle and that one was quite bold. But I also used it by itself for a more subtle look, and I really enjoyed that as well. So that got me pan on there. I'm really happy about that. I'm going to move on to chiffon next. That will be my next highlight shade on my face, and it should work just as well, if not the same as seashell. It's just more of like a pinky toned highlight instead of the more golden toned. Easy. And my last focus shade was ash. This one was basically untouched last month. My goal was to reach for it 5 times, and I'm happy to say that I did. I think I used it more as an outer corner deepening shade once, but mostly just as a liner. And after 5 uses, here's what it's looking like today. It has just tiniest bit of a dip in there. So I'm happy that I was able to make progress on an otherwise neglected and forgotten about shade. The weight for this one is really hard to take, but all the same, here are the numbers that I've been able to measure during the past 2 months. Last month, this was weighing 263.12 grams, and this month I weighed it at 263.08 grams. So with that measurement, I only used 0.04 grams of product. So there you have it. Maybe I'll get a better measurement next time. Let's talk about goals on this palette. I am going to try and hit pan on purple and on Cabernet by using them as liners. I think I should be able to do that. I've been mixing those together as a liner. It works pretty good, or I can use them individually. I think that that's a great way to just get 2 pans quickly, but I also want to choose shades that I need to remember to reach for that need some more of a dip in them. Because it is springtime and this might be the last season that I feel like wearing pastels, I'm also going to bring Soft Plum back in. This was already a focus shade during the first month, but I didn't get much progress on it. So we're going to get back on that train, try and get more of a dip formed on that one. And I want to pick one more. Let's go back to Dark Sienna because that one just needs some attention. I'm going to get to these other shimmers eventually, but they're just further along than Dark Sienna or Soft Plum are. So we're just going to get our attention back focused there and hopefully get some more progress on those shades to get us closer to pan on the more challenging ones. I'm also going to be reaching for Chiffon and Lavender on a regular basis as setting shades and highlight shade respectively, but those ones should be easy. I don't think I'll have to make too much effort to reach for them, as well as with the liner shades. So let's put a 20 use goal on Lavender, a 20 use goal on Chiffon. We'll put 10 uses each on Purple and Cabernet. I think that should get us there. I'm going to do a 10 use goal on Soft Plum and a 5 use goal on Dark Sienna. Wish me luck. I'm definitely kind of piling it on myself, but that is how I get the progress that I want to see. So I'm just going to keep on up with what I've been doing. And here for you now are all the progress videos of my Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette from January up until now. There it is, everybody. That is my update for my Pan Those Palettes series for 2023. I really hope you enjoyed seeing all the progress I've been able to make on these palettes. It's so much fun focusing on one palette or two throughout the entire year and just to get creative with them and see how much progress you can make. I don't have strict goals of where I want these to go. I hope that I finish them. I hope that I hit pan on all of them, but nothing else. It's just getting more use on this palette than I ever would have otherwise and making me feel good about moving them out of my collection at the end of the year, especially with ones that I know I love but are getting to be quite old, and I just want to be able to get my money's worth on them, get one final push on them before I say my goodbyes. Thank you again so much for being here today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Say hello to me. I love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you in my little YouTube community. Such a fun space we have here. I love the painting community on YouTube. It's been such a great experience being a part of it, and I would just love you to be a part of my little YouTube corner over here. I hope you're doing really well, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.